camera on the roll with the roll of film. Yeah, I remember that too. We used to have go and get photos from boots. Yeah, if we sent you a dick pic in the 80s, you knew we fucking had to. I was sitting there thinking about that today, and it sort of made me cast my mind back to a little prank we played. I was in the Scouts, you see, the Cub Scouts, and we got took on a camera, and we decided we want to prank our arcader. And he left his camera laying around, so we all took dick pics. I'm glad you laughed, because I've only got about another 6 months I can tell that joke before I have to take on the stage name. What do you reckon? Clayton Buzzard. I come from Lowestoft, Britain's most easterly shithole. With the reason the armour felt cocky enough to call itself grey. Like seriously, you've never seen so many people looking so pissed off that they moved to the seaside the day after a tsunami. I've got friends in Cambridge, because that's where I'm from originally, and they asked me what life's like living in Lowestoft. So it's like being on the world's longest shit holiday. I say every Friday I watch them all going out of the camps and heading up that A11, and I'm jealous. Some of you are looking at me thinking, well, at least if he's in front of us, he's not burgling us. That's right, the man with the tattooed face is aware that he's got a vibe. You can say, cry and watch. Right, back when I got this, I had so many people come up for reasons for me not to get it before I got it done. He said, you'll hurt your career. I said, I haven't got that. He said, people will judge you. I said, they already do, based on my character and the content of my behaviour. If just one of those people had said to me, strangers will feel it absolutely appropriate to start conversations with you at the urinal, I might have taken the stock. Now to think about it, seriously, the amount of times, I don't know, the ladies in the room won't be aware, but there is an etiquette at the urinal. It's kind of the same as you get when your missus is in the changing room and she's sat you down in front of all the frilly nippers and bras. It's shoes or seat. Make your choice. Which one are you looking at? Right now, if you get the young one in there, shoes. Then someone else comes in, seat. And you slowly become aware of this. Help you with something? Your face. What about it? What does it mean? I mean, stop staring at me while I've got my dick out. Horrible, absolutely horrible, right? The thing is, you haven't called it wrong, I am shady as shit. But shady friends, we're important friends to have. Every group of friends should have at least one shady mate in it, right? Because some of you, look, you get a cobber in front of you and you go to pieces, start confessing the shit you haven't even done. Gee, I'm the only one can talk here. A cobber in front of me, I'm on stage. Is there anything in your pockets that will hurt me? Yes, 3 ninjas and a tiger. Damn. Is there anything in your pockets that shouldn't be there? Well, yeah. Your friend's hand. You may harm your defence if you fail to mention now something you may later rely on in court. Prince Andrew's legal team. Yeah, they hate that one. Like, I'm not even that shady anymore. I mean, I still go fly tipping now and then. It's a lot like Celtic, it's just much, much harder. Box. I'm an ex-offender. You can bring any of them, they'll all tell you that. Right? And it probably won't surprise you to learn that I'm the uncle that never gets asked to babysit. Not for the reasons you might be thinking, right? See, the thing is, kids, they're like skydiving, aren't they? Do it once or twice, it can be fun. Keep it up. It'll kill you. Fact. Right? My sister wanted a little girl. What she got was 4 little boys. One more and the council was going to move her into a shoe. And she's not having an easy time of it. And she came up to me about my youngest 2 nephews. She says, will you babysit them? I said, what the bloody hell am I going to do? She says, just stick me in front of a film, they'll be fine. I said, well, which film? She said, you know, the one with the hotel and all the scary monsters. I Well, it turns out she means Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, I didn't enjoy The Shining very much, I can tell you that. But it was the older Toby, this is why I'm not allowed babysitting. She came to me and she said, I'm sick and tired of them, they're always taking on new hobbies. They take on a new hobby, they do it 5 minutes, they want all the expensive equipment, they bankrupt me and then they jack it in 5 minutes later. I wish they'd start something that they don't quit. I think I can help you out there, sis. What's my budget? She said £100 each. Brilliant, no brainer. I bought them crack, didn't I? She went mad. Absolutely fucking mad. But in fairness, it's been 3 years and both those little twats are still bang at it. Because they're funny things, aren't they, kids? I'm not allowed to babysit my brothers either. And this one wasn't my fault, right? I was trying to behave myself for this one. I was round, I was having a cup of tea, I went upstairs to go to the toilet, I come outside, there's my little nephew, Jesus Christ, what do you want? He says, Uncle Clayton, he says, what's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? Reasonable question, but it's only different, so I better simplify my answer. He says, well, your turtle, he can swim underwater, and he can hold his breath for a really long time. Your tortoise, well, he can't, can he? Didn't think no more of it, went downstairs, finished a cup of tea, went home, hour later, brother's on the phone, fuming. Turns out he's just been upstairs to the bathroom and found my nephew in tears. And he just confirmed that what his family had was in fact the tortoise. So I thought it takes you literally, didn't he? And in fairness, it was the most efficient way to find out. He came to me and said, this is the reason that we're not speaking. He came to the eldest nephew, he just passed an exam, he got an A star, he was rightfully very proud, he was crying a little bit. And I was all on board, right up to the bit where he went, he's the smart one. No, he's not. So what do you mean? He said, he's not. He's clever, but he's not the smart one. He said, explain himself. I said, well, do you remember last year, the younger one stopped kissing his mum goodnight for a couple of days? And he just started it. You could work it out. No, you still don't know what that was all about. I said, yes, because you ain't the smart one. So you've got one kid that passes an exam and another kid that knows you don't kiss mum and dad's birthday. And you think the older one's the smart one, right? Kids are funny things, aren't they? We're all kids here, right? Yeah, I can see the resignation. If you're not getting the girls, I told you getting them to eat things. Right? With my child, it was mushrooms. Could not get my kid to eat mushrooms, not even at gunpoint. Eat mushrooms? No. Which really surprised me and her mother, because she really enjoyed that acid they got up. Oh dear. Relationships are funny things, right? My missus is here. And she came out with something today, no, it was the other day, it made me nearly fall over. Man eyes. Have any of the blokes in the room ever been accused of looking with man eyes? No, this was new to me as well. Apparently it's something we suffer from. Our eyesight is worse than theirs. Right? Because when we go looking, we don't find anything. And you and I both know that the reason is because that fucking shit ain't there, is it? They've got it spaced side. There's only one side in the room as well. Only ever one side. 4 sides in every room, but it's only ever one side. It's on the side. Right? And you go and look, you can't find it, you come back, and then she goes out, she's in there 2 seconds, and there it is. Right, she's Doctor Strange, and she's just pulled it out of a portal in her pocket. Right, you ever had them do it right in front of you as well? They come in, you know, David Copperfield, misdirection shit. There it is, it's there all along. Well, she sent a book upstairs to go and look for something in our bedroom. Now, our bedroom's a mess at this point. He's got more chance of finding the solution to world peace up there than anything he's been sent to go and find. And he's up there, in about 2 or 3 minutes, he's done about as well as I do. I can't find it, Mum. A little girl, 6 years old. I'll go get it, Mum. Up there, less than 10 seconds. Got it, Mum! And she looked at me and she went, I didn't know man eyes started so early. You do realise, ladies, this is why we used to burn you as witches. And And any man that lives with his woman will know this as well, right? Some of the single lads at the back that don't live with a woman, right? What's the first thing that you do if you are trying to get the baby in the mood? Anyone? Well, the lads that live with their lady will know it's the last job on your chore list. Nothing excites a woman more than the sight of a man with a big bag in his hand. Right, if you've got your jobs done, job done. Right, I call it chore play. Thought you'd like that one. And the thing is, right, is you can't ever get caught lying, but they lie about lying. Right? They say they want a man who's honest. No, they don't. That's the last thing you should be. Honest in the big things, but don't ever be honest about something you've been specifically asked to be honest about. Right? What do I look like? No. Does anyone remember the Brazilian, that little sort of pubic trend of the 90s? Not the full shaving, not the eggshell finish, beetle bonnet. No, but just a little landing strip. Well, I had a girlfriend in the 90s and she decided to give herself one of these while I was at work. And I came home and she asked me what I thought of it, and her only crime was her timing. See, I still had one of her knees on either side of my ears. And she asked me, and I'm a comedian, first and foremost. So I said the first funny thing I could think of. I said, well, I don't know if I'm honest, it was like French kissing Adolf Hitler. Because it was. She snapped me clear off the bed. Bush! Dickhead! So now I'm on the roads, aren't I? I'm on the back foot. I start saying shit that's even dumber than the shit that got me into trouble in the first place. I'm like, oh, baby, don't be like that. You know I love that guy. How do I get on? I've seen all these films. No, it doesn't work. Dear, oh dear. So I spend an awful lot of time on the internet. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And I love it. It's brilliant. Social media especially. They ask you your opinion on things. Last Halloween they were asking, which would you rather be? A vampire or a werewolf? Quick show of hands, who would rather be a vampire? Not many of you. Eternal youth, Nick Axel, and the supply of virgins. Not popular at Woodbridge, no? You're accepting this. Because looking outline the alternative, that's what the rest of you have chosen by default. Once every 4 weeks, you're going to sprout fur in funny places, your mood's going to go in the toilet, you're probably going to bite the guests. It's puberty, people. Puberty. 12 times a year. Now, I don't know about you lot, I didn't enjoy that the first time round. My voice took nearly 3 years to break. I was up and down like a bride's 90. Alright? And just look at, what's the disadvantages to being a vampire? There's only one, isn't it? Come go out in direct sunlight. Take a look, people, I'm ginger. I can't stand in front of a microwave, the meal takes 3 minutes. I've lost nothing. Vampire hands down all day long, isn't it? There's another one that asked me, what celebrities would you most like to contact via a Ouija board? And I couldn't make my mind up between Piers Morgan and Russell Brand. You've got to have the life hacks on there as well. Some of them are dead handy and they will improve your life. Others of them are blatant mind maps. Alright? Have you seen the one with the rice for your phone? If you get your phone wet, you put your phone in the rice, leave it overnight, your phone works again. That's bullshit. Absolute bollocks. I got my phone wet, didn't work, I stuck it in the rice overnight. Took it out next morning, just as bollocks as it was the night before. So I've emailed the Ambrosia. Sometimes it winds you up, but don't even know that. One of the things that really grinds my gears at the minute is people selling broken shit on Facebook Marketplace. What's that all about? I wasn't aware that dustman was such a prestigious job that we're paying to do it these days. I saw one on there that said, use the garden wood chipper. Was working fine. Suddenly stopped. No idea why. Could be an easy fix for the right person. Buy must collect. Well, this made me irrationally angry. And I thought, oh, I see, that's the statement, is it? I'm going to put my own advert in your comments. Used pacemaker. Was working fine. Suddenly stopped. No idea why. Could be an easy easy fix for the right person. Sadly for Grandad, this turned out not to be Grandma. I must collect. I was on a roll then when I saw no one sit down looking for a baby door bouncer. Have you tried a stocky toddler? Oh yeah. But you find all sorts of weird facts on there as well. And one of my favourite, this is like, people doubt the existence of pure evil. Right? And if I was to ask you to give an example of pure evil, you'd probably go on his Netflix specials about Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. But there's a much simpler example, and I found it last week, I'm going to give it to you. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, weighing in at 15 syllables and 36 letters. It's the name for a fear of long words. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Who lied to you? Leave your evil at home, don't bring it to work. Imagine having that condition and asking your doctor what's wrong with you. You're going to be halfway through before your hands are on your ears and you're going, la 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 la. That's the most evil thing I ever heard. But, last sake, I don't want it to fun. Not filled with evil. Sometimes I might have a beer before I go on. I like to get up to a little bit of mischief. I would, at this point, have a little folder that's full of greeting cards. But I can't because I'm an ADHD-ridden prat and I left them home tonight. So we're going to act the cards out. Right? I want to see if there's anything Moonpig won't print on the card. There's nothing Moonpig won't print on the card. So I got a few done. At this point, I pull out the first one. Boom. It says, thank you for all your help and hard work, Mike. It's much appreciated. This one, I open the card. And it would read, thanks for helping me fake my death and letting me come down. I always thought having an undertaker as a mate was a bit weird until now. Couldn't have done it without you, big fella. Now, fucking wait for the funeral next week to see how long it takes those pricks to realise I'm the vicar. Love Grandad. I thought that was start off like. So I'll pull out the next one. It says, Mum, you are loved always and appreciated. Sounds nice. Until we open the card and it reads, Mum, I'm sorry I waited until your divorce was final to tell you that those escort charges on Dad's card were mine. Living with Anne's such a bitch. Please have a word. I'd love to come home. Dad's still being such a dick about the whole thing. Love you, your son. See you Sunday. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Brilliant. They printed that one. And this is my banker, and it really doesn't do well without the actual card. Because when I put it out, I've got a picture of a little French bulldog's face on there, and it's just got sorry. I usually start by saying, are there any animal lovers in the crowd tonight? So are there any animal lovers in the crowd tonight? Yeah. Stop it, your habits are immoral and they're also illegal. I put the card up, and it says, Dear Mr. Jenkins, I'm sorry to bother you at what must be a very difficult time for you and your family. The words cannot fully express the immense amount of remorse I feel for eating your poodle dog Benji and frightening your wife and small children. I can offer no explanation for my shocking conduct that day other than to say that crystal meth is a very powerful drug and one which brings the baser aspects of a man's nature to the fore. I am trying to take responsibility for any harm my addictions caused, so I hope it will help you and your family to know that I too thought Benji was lovely. Thank you ever so much, you've been brilliant.